Today we're going to go over the install of a JLT cold air kit on a 2001 Mustang Bullitt. This kit is available in black textured plastic or in your car's exact body color. Okay, first thing we got to do is we got to get the stock airbox off the car. There's a bolt right here that holds the airbox to the car. You've got a mass airflow sensor here, squeeze and pull. You've got an inlet air temperature sensor here, squeeze and pull. Pull this line off, pull this line off, loosen this clamp on the throttle body, and the whole kit comes out. Remove the inlet air temperature sensor from the hole in the stock tube and put that in the grommet in the bottom of the JLT. Now you want to remove the mass air meter from the stock airbox by removing these 4 10mm bolts. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to bolt the aluminum mass air adapter onto your mass air meter using these 4 supplied bolts and this supplied rubber gasket. You're going to put the gasket on the mass air meter. You're going to put the adapter on. The bolts come through the mass air meter and thread into the mass air adapter. Those with 80mm mass air meters, you're going to take the supplied silicone spacer, install this onto this side of your mass air meter. That's it. Okay, here we need to bolt up the apron plate. I like to take some duct tape and put it around this metal hole in your apron. There's some sharp metal in there, and when you're adjusting your tube, that's just going to help protect that too. Go ahead and use the factory bolt and go ahead and bolt this up. Got the inlet air temperature sensor in the bottom of the tube. We're going to go ahead and stick the tube into the hole in the apron plate. Lower it down. On the way down, we're going to plug in your inlet air temperature sensor. Twist it and lower it down. Get this lined up with the throttle body. Push that coupler up against the throttle body backstops and go ahead and tighten the clamp at the throttle body only. Okay, so we just have the tube sitting in here. We've got the throttle body clamp tight. We've got the clamp here loose so we can make some adjustments. We've got the PCV connection fitting here hooked up. We've got the PCV fitting here hooked up. And now we need to get into the apron to get the mass air and filter assembly. Here we've got the filter on the mass air adapter that's on the meter and your reducer ready to go in the fender. Okay, now we got to get this filter assembly and mass air meter into the fender well. We've got the tube coming through the apron plate. There's one screw in the bumper cover that holds the fender liner in and a couple of push clips underneath. Go ahead and just pull that down. That gives you enough access. I've got the wheels turned all the way to the right. That gives me enough room to get in here. I don't even have the car jacked up. I've got it on a couple of pieces of wood. So jacking it up is going to make it a little easier, but either way you can get it done. So now we're just going to raise that assembly up onto the tube. Okay, so we've got the mass air meter, the filter, and the reducer up on the tube. I'm going to go ahead and snug up this clamp. There's also a barb on the end of this tube, so you can go ahead and just snug that up lightly. You don't need to go too crazy with it, and that's not going to come off. You got your mass air meter wires here. Hold through. Go ahead and plug up your mass air meter and button up your splash shield. Okay, we've made our final adjustments down below. The mass air meter and filter is in. Go ahead and snug up the clamp at the throttle body on the tube, finger tight with just a nut driver or screwdriver, and there is your finished JLT cold air install on a 2001 Mustang Bullitt.